Hello and welcome to SoBricks. I'm Adam and this is SoBricks. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Nexo Knights Macy's Thunder Mace set. This is set number 70319. It has 202 pieces and I paid $32 for this set. This is a retired set like all Nexo Knight sets are at this point as of recording in 2024. This set released in 2016, I want to say. It was $20 in 2016. Prices for sealed copies, are about the $30-ish mark. I didn't pay for shipping or anything for this. And this is a special video because I believe, or as I'm recording this, this is going to come out on Thanksgiving Day. And you might be wondering why on Thanksgiving, and I know not everybody celebrates that holiday. I'm indifferent to it. However, in trying to think of a set to do for this day, I landed on this one, and I think there's a connection here because every year there's a pretty big event that's the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and so this is a Macy's Thunder Mace, and I thought there was some neat little kind of a connection there. Macy's Parade, Macy's Thunder Mace, and so in that way this is the special Thanksgiving 2024 video on SoBricks. So I'm excited to get into Nexo Knights again. Hopefully there's not too much brown or anything in here. It looks okay, and I'm excited to look at this, and I'm very thankful I was able to find this and have this a sealed a set from 8-9 years ago, going on 10 years ago. So very thankful for that. And so in this video I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. While I build, I'll speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the build for this Lego Nexo Knight Macy's Thunder Mace set, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and then remind you, if you like the video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button. If you want to support the channel, you can give money to the channel on YouTube, membership supers and thanks. There's a Patreon, and there's a Buy Me a Coffee link, and then I wanted to talk about the build. So we put together the minifigures and the mini bot, and then we have these Technic brick and Technic pin and Technic pieces kind of setting up the main base for this vehicle. It ends up being kind of like a three-wheeled sort of motorcycle thing. It does have a pretty big front wheel, but we do then it narrows out and flares out again. I think it's supposed to look like a mace, as in like the medieval weapon, and I do talk about that in the full review. You can see some of the little like features and functions that are going in there. The rear axle we get in there, and then we put the front wheel on. There's a little bit of a feature back here, which is pretty cool, using that gearbox, a couple of those tapered gears. We have a couple stickers in this set. Most of them are, there's two of them, and they're just identical right to left. And there's just one that is in the middle by that translucent orange piece, and then we're kind of finishing this up. Last couple pieces here, so that's it. And now on to my review for this set. Okay, so that is this SoBricks Thanksgiving Special Macy's Thunder Mace set from Nexo Knights. This is awesome. This is this is pretty cool. I like this, and I still am like very interested in Nexo Knights. Whenever I see one, where I buy like a lot of these retired sets that are still sealed, I'm always like, ooh, let me check that, let me see what the market's like, and a lot of times I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna want that. So this was one I picked up, and we will get right into it because there's some stuff to look at, and the first thing we will look at is the minifigures, because we do get some. So the first one here, this is called Macy's Thunder Mace. So we have Macy here. Now, I can't remember if I've gotten Macy in another set, but I do believe this is kind of an exclusive version of Macy, and I also believe that one of their pieces fell out. So let's see here. So we have Macy here. Macy does have a mace. Use one of these like bar elements with the Technic pin with the stud on it, a stud on the side, brick, and then these orange translucent, pyramid angled tile, angled brick pieces. So that makes the mace. That's pretty good. I think that's nice. Then we have the shield, which is 2 pieces, standard for Nexo Knights. So it has the piece, like the kind of piece back here with the bar element to hold it, couple studs up top, couple studs on the back. There's one on the front as well. A Nexo Knight shield like tile piece fits right in there. It is that translucent orange again, and it's printed, so it has this like kind of bomb explosion looking thing there. These were like scannable things for the augmented reality, or kind of the maybe not AR necessarily, but you could like scan these with a phone and do different stuff with them. So that is good to see. And then looking at the Macy character themselves, this is awesome. So yeah, I think this is the only sorry, no, this isn't. But how many sets was this in, I wonder? Because it seems like it was in a few, because I may have encountered this one before. Macy Halbert. Let's see. Yes. They were in Beastmaster's Chaos Chariot, which is one of the like earlier Nexo Knight sets I looked at. So I have had this character before, and this is really, really cool. So it has the helmet here. It does use kind of the classic space helmet, but then the visor is this like medieval sci-fi cross. So we have kind of the like bar armor across the face. It has this part up top where we put one of these like rubbery pieces that's kind of like feathers or hair, so this can flip up and down. I haven't found that this is a super great connection in there, but maybe that's just me. So we can open that up. Underneath that, we have Macy Halbert's face. So they have one expression here, alternate one here. Difference with the mouth, difference with the eyebrows. Not a ton of detail on this face. No like alternate hair or anything like that. But you do get the alternate face. One, maybe she's kind of coyly smiling, this one frowning, maybe has some extra detail like with scratches or marks, bruises, a little more beat up in that one, so that's good. We have this really, really cool Nexo Knights armor piece that goes over here. It's dual molded, so it has like the translucent orange or red in there, and then has like the front where there's like a Nexo Knight shield type place that's like a cutout, and then we can see the printing underneath that. On the back there are a couple studs, little extra molded details in there, and that is cool. I'll pop that off so we can see the rest of this character. So looking at the torso, it is on kind of that silvery gray, sort of gunmetal gray perhaps, which is fine, but really, really detailed here. So it's got kind of the dragon, or almost horse, but I think dragon, kind of a classic dragon actually, looking emblem there. That's what goes through and is visible through the armor kind of Nexo Knight shield space, and then this really kind of techno, kind of medieval, high fantasy, sci-fi, I don't know if cyberpunk, no, steampunk is the right word, but it's like old-timey, but it's also kind of sci-fi type stuff. So we have the armor there, a lot of good details. The metallic printing is really nice, spots of red, the little colors kind of going up the side is good. We do have printing on the midsection, and it does match up actually really, really well, which is great to see. And then we have a bunch of printing on the legs, which is terrific, including like very fine printing on kind of that piece that is below the waist, but between the two legs, there's some small printing on there. Printing up at the top, the middle, the feet, nothing on the arms. Back of the torso is somewhat basic, but it also does feel like the appropriate kind of back to what's on the front. So this like armor plating type stuff goes back here, and that feels really good as well. Still has like the similar theme or like color motifs kind of echoed on the back, which is really nice. I think this is a great character. I know there are like, you know, ultimate versions of these and different stuff. Those sets can actually be kind of expensive. I would like to get some of those, but they have them like even more like souped up with different accessories and just different. They're kind of a set unto themselves, and I think they average like $20-ish for each one. And I think Macy's is pretty cool. I don't know if I would have preferred to get a different character, but I am very, very happy that this worked out, being Macy and the Macy's Day Parade on the day that this will come out. So that's very cool to me. The next one we will look at, now this one is exclusive, sort of, and this really interests me. So this is the Macy bot here. So it's a little robot piece, has kind of a sword there, has a helmet that's similar. It doesn't open up at all, but then it does have like the flame or feather piece kind of molded in there. And this really surprised me because I was unfamiliar with some of the pieces in here. These leg pieces, which I don't know if these are used for Minecraft skellies or something. They are dual molded pieces that kind of make that boot there, and that's like kind of the gunmetal gray, and then above that we have a different kind of metallic gray. And so these are all, this is all one piece here, which is kind of unique. I'm not used to seeing that from sets from this time. And then the arms are actually two pieces, and these two I'm not like super familiar with. So this one common piece, the clip with the bar or rod or whatever there, but this piece, which is like the pauldron or the armor for the shoulders, has a hole there and one on the side. And this is kind of like rubbery, sort of, it's a different texture. It's not the usual like ABS texture. So it's slightly different there, and it goes on really, really nicely. It doesn't like click on necessarily because it is kind of that rubbery, almost squishy like stuff. But I am not familiar with that piece at all. Maybe that was a piece specifically for these Nexo bots versions of these characters. If we look at the well, they have a little sword accessory. It's classic. The arms can, you know, move front to back. You can turn this piece around to kind of have them holding that differently. The piece right here is the similar kind of emblem as Macy, and that is a printed tile, which is nice. Nothing on the back here because it just uses a, well, actually that's a special piece too. Let me show that. And again, I'm not sure if this is used in other stuff now at this point, so I'm essentially taking this all apart. But this piece, which is like a body, almost like a droid body, but I think like the bar down here is a different size, and I don't know if okay, so that works, but it does, I don't know if maybe it's just an optical illusion or if these bar pieces are actually different size. But this is all one piece, so it has the stud there. This is I don't know if that's like a Technic pin necessarily. It's a minifigure neck, so I'm assuming it's pretty close. And then just these spots where the arms go, and then the legs can clip on there. So this was unique to me because I haven't seen a ton of these, and if these are like pieces for this, I don't know if they've been reused or anything like that, but they were, it was a surprise to me, and I wasn't sure how it was done. And then I've been kind of getting here for a while. The minifigure head is pretty cool. It's a kind of robot head. It doesn't really look to me like Macy, but I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be. It's maybe just like their bot that's like someone, it's something that they utilize, and it's like Macy's bot, but it is called Macy bot. So I thought maybe it was like a miniature robot version of them, but the face leads me to think otherwise. But there's really good detail there. You see like the missing tooth kind of, and this one does have an alternate face as well, where the like mouth is not open like that. That's kind of cute, kind of funny looking, which is nice. And you don't see the alternate face because you can pop the helmet on there. So that is the Macy bot, and I believe what I thought was exclusive here is this one. I think Macy bot in the red armor like this is only available in this set, but there may be that there's some other kind of Macy bot versions that aren't in red. I think there's also gray with a red helmet, but like for the red arm pieces and stuff there, this might be the only way to get that. And so that's kind of unique. And then the last one we have here, this one's interesting. This is the Crust Smasher. So it seems like it's one of the Globlin adjacent antagonists, sort of people similar to like the Beastmaster, kind of demonic looking and stuff like that. They have two of these kind of scimitars with the like rough kind of edges in there, the notches kind of taken out of them. They have a really cool helmet. Some of this almost looks like orc-like to me, and I think that is sort of what they are going for here. But then there's elements again of kind of like not retro futurism, but like it's like medieval, like techno something, and so this is pretty cool. They have the black helmet there, which is really nice. Looking at the face, I can't remember how different this is from the Beastmaster, and I don't have the Beastmaster near me, but it is on a red head here, kind of has the glowing eyes, the mouth with some fangs in there, aggressive eyebrows. No alternate face, but there is printing around the back of the head that kind of looks like scales or kind of looks like lava rocks or something like that. Nice kind of armor piece that goes around the minifigure neck, which has some nice angles and curves throughout it. Looking underneath that, we have the torso, which they are maybe not wearing much, so kind of bare chest here, but very musculature. You get the abdominals, the pectorals, some stuff of other muscle groups that are on a chest and midsection and stuff like that. The midsection on this does have printing, so it's kind of got this like chain looking thing, which is very cool. I think the legs do have printing, so almost like I don't know if it's a loincloth or like a skirt type thing, or you know, very minimal kind of tattered looking clothing. And then we do have printing in, you know, so up on the top, in the middle, and down onto the feet with some claws there. No printing on the arms. Back of the torso has kind of the musculature, but also that same that's on the back of the head, kind of this scale or like molten kind of look to it, which is very cool. There's a little bit of that around the edges on the front, but it's more visible on the back there. So that's really nice. And I'm assuming this is, you know, kind of one of the antagonists, so to speak, or something that's like the Nexo Knights are in opposition to, because of maybe, I don't know if these are working with Jestro or whatever else. And I'm not sure what the Crust Smasher name is sort of referencing to. I guess maybe they're not a character themselves. Maybe they are like a kind. It's a lava soldier. So Chaos Calipa, my building set, Murloc's library. So I think there are different versions of this. It's not just a named character. So, but it is a lava soldier, rock kind of stone crust, molten lava, all that stuff here, which I think reads pretty well. Maybe could have used maybe like a little bit of like translucent something or other in here, maybe like hands or arms or something like that could have been cool. But if these are like just a character that they're, I think, affiliated with Jestro and Monstrox and lava monsters and stuff like that. So that is good to see. Happy to get that. So those are the minifigures. You know, the Macy bot is sort of a minifigure, sort of not. It has a minifigure head, but then the rest is a little different. And then the rest of the set is this Macy's Thunder Mace set. So with Chima, this was coming out at the same time. There was this thing where you'd have like the characters, and then their vehicles would kind of be like sort of be representations of the character or of the kind of tribe or animal that they're representing, which I really liked. And what I've seen a little bit is that in Nexo Knights, not all of them, but a lot of them are like vehicles or sets that are sort of mirroring or in reference to characters kind of singular or like specific special kind of accessory there. So I think there's like, you know, flying vehicles in Nexo Knights that are supposed to look a little bit like a bow and arrow or like a crossbow type thing. I think there's a sword vehicle that is a kind of a car like this, and a bunch of other ones. And so I believe this in some way is supposed to kind of look like a mace, and I think it reads okay. It is called a Thunder Mace, but this is the vehicle here, and this is great. So you start by building just with these Technic bricks in here in the gray. Pretty early on, there's like, you know, a couple pins holding each of those together, and then there's pins on the outside. We add some more Technic bricks to the back, some Technic pieces up front. We put a little bit of stuff up underneath to kind of hold that together. There are stickers in this set. They're pretty much all on here, or they certainly all on here, and they're pretty visible. So up here and up here, those are stickers. There's one on this side and on this side. Those are stickers. Here and here are some stickers, there and there, and then there's one down in here, and I think that's all of them. So a lot of them are like duplicates where they're just the same. These two are the same, these two are the same, these are the same, these are the same, and that's all the stickers. Not too bad, not difficult to put on or anything. And this is kind of like a three-wheeled sort of motorcycle, bike, car thing here, and it's nice. It does kind of have the shape of a mace. Maybe this is it's maybe a little bit, you know, short, but other than that, like it's narrow. Maybe this is the bottom, and it gets narrow, and then at the top it has like kind of a big club or pointy kind of thing there. I think that's all right. We do use this nice big wheel, hard plastic up there. It is pretty much hollow on this side. The other side, it looks a little bit better to me, and maybe I would like it if it was kind of like that all the way through, but that's fine. We do have some clips down here, which is great. We can use those to hold Macy's accessories while they are piloting this. And if I pop in the mace there and pop the shield over there, that doesn't obstruct too much. It doesn't change the look of this in a super significant way, so I do like to see that. I always appreciate that. A nice use of some curved pieces. Looking at it from the front, you kind of got lights, so they're like points here, super angular. I like how these match up to this. This is kind of in that sort of not drum lacquered, but that sort of shiny kind of silvery gray. It's like these great pieces, so that's nice to get there. This is a piece that I don't see super often, and it's nice to get that in the trans orange. Also, this piece, the plate with kind of the tile coming off it, that angled plate there in the trans orange is pretty cool to see. And then, yeah, there is that sticker underneath there for a control panel. There is a space here for the minifigure to sit. And then we actually kind of build up the back a bit, and there's technically another kind of cockpit and windscreen area back here for Macy bot, so that's what that's supposed to be. These kind of work as like fenders or like wheel coverings, but also kind of look like they might be propulsion kind of units as well, some sort of engine or something like that. But then there is a feature here which it's not hidden especially well, but I think it's pretty cool. And so if we look at the back, like this could be a thruster as well. We see we got some gears here. This one is only there just for additional friction, I believe. And we can turn this knob on the back, and those kind of wheel covers or those arms, you know, go up and reveal these six shooter stud things here. I also love that these Technic beams are done in that translucent orange as well. So are these studs that would be fired off. And that's a really smooth, very effective kind of thing here. There's a little bit of a gear change with the tapered gears inside of a gear box in there, and they just have their they have a limited range of motion. And then yeah, I believe this one down here on the blue pin is just to give this a little extra friction, and so it doesn't just spin wildly or bounce around. And they are connected on the same axle that runs through there. It gets covered up pretty well by, again, this kind of silver piece here for Macy bot. And then to operate these, you can turn the gear at the back here, which will fire them off, and they will fire quick and far, and it'll be easy to lose them. I do like when they have something to fire it off that's not just like turning the outside of this. So turning these gears on the back is a nice way to do that. You get 12 of those studs loaded in there. So 12 in there right now. You do get 12 extras, and those could be fired at the crust smasher, lava monster person, or could be used for any number of stuff. And I just think that's a simple thing. I don't know if it looks more or less like a mace in this, but there is something where like it maybe looks a little more symmetrical to me, or a little more like quad-sided, just because of where the wheels are. The wheels on the back are kind of that same color up here, but these are the same inside and out, so there's not the big difference there. We do use the trans orange inside, which is nice. You do see a lot of the Technic core, Technic bricks used through this. Doesn't bother me too much. It kind of feels like it fits in with the sort of medieval, futuristic, sci-fi, techno-medievalism or medieval technoism or whatever this might be called. And so that's pretty cool. And like Macy's accessories, like a photon mace, so it's kind of like an energy mace. And if this is sort of their thunder mace vehicle, that's pretty great. And this is like, yeah, super easy to operate, and it's pretty effective. I mean, like I say, it kind of looks like these are like wheel covers. The angularity is really nice, how they sit like that, and also could look like propulsion out of here. But then with a very simple mechanism, you flip them up. This also does allow for them to be aimed, sort of, so you can't lean them really far back to aim that much higher. They do naturally have kind of, if this is level, they are tilted up just slightly, but if you wanted them more straight on, you could adjust it just a little bit. If you wanted them angled down a little bit, you can kind of adjust them in there. If this was jumping off of a cliff over something and you wanted them like straight down for something beneath there, you can find that. And because the gear with the kind of more friction Technic pin axle piece there, it will stay there, so you can kind of get it something like that. And so anywhere in here is going to be able to stay there for the most part. So I think that's pretty nice, and I think that is a cool way to have some different play for this. And I never watched the show, but yeah, if this was like jumping off of something and flying through the air and launching these down below, and then it lands, and then it is launching them kind of in front of them or up very little ways, it does roll well. It's actually pretty quiet on like this surface, and it looks cool. So that is this Macy's Thunder Mace set, the Nexo Knights. I'll show the extra pieces here because you do get some. You get an extra of the sword for the bot, extra of the feather fire piece there. You do get an extra of that printed 1x1 tile that is on Macy bot. A couple other little pieces, Technic pieces, bushings, pins, half pins, the pyramid piece, and the another orange translucent stud. So you get 24 of those, 12 loaded in here, 12 extra, and then 25 is the extra one here. And then actually the set does come with more than that because some of them are used in interesting spots in here. I think, you know, if there was improvements for this, I would love to see these stored somewhere on here. I don't think they like left these studs open on these brackets in order to store them there. It's not like the easiest way to access them, but it's not too bad either. It gets a little bit like close, and you can only hold like 8 of them there. But you know, for me, for someone who may want to like not lose these, keep these together, you know, when I'm not playing with it, or even, you know, after, before, for storage, whatever, I might not mind having them on there. I think that ends up looking quite cool as well. I don't know if it, you know, it doesn't hit anything down below that makes it look odd. I don't think that's intended. It's not in the instructions at any place here that, you know, you can throw those on there. It's not all of them. It's just 8. You know, these could be put down here as well, and just I maybe would have liked a box or a crate or something, even though there's not a ton of spare room on here. And I don't know, using the extra projectiles, the extra kind of studs here as, you know, additional details on open studs there, I think that's a totally reasonable thing to do. And so that's probably what I will do, but that's good. So you get, you know, those extra pieces, and there's different stuff you can do here. This set is 202 pieces, and it retailed for $20. I paid $30 for this set. And I think the market price is around there. It depends. Some of them are up in the 40 area or above 40 even, just because it's retired. It's got some special stuff in it, and I think this is pretty good. I don't have any issues with the price I paid for this. Feel like I got a fair deal looking at market price, and then looking what I have in my hands. I'm willing to pay a little bit extra for like Nexo Knights and Chima and Hidden Side and sets that I want. And if I go even further back to Alien Conquest, or, you know, other things, they come with a premium because they are retired, they're gone, they're themes that are not around anymore. Maybe, you know, we've seen it with Blacktron and with the Galaxy Explorer and the what is that one? Well, Magisto's Magical Capital, Castle, Magisto's Magical House thing. That was a gift with purchase. The Forest Men Hideout, also the El Dorado Fortress, I believe. You know, so they do remake stuff. Those are from well before Nexo Knights and Chima. Maybe down the line they will, you know, have some updated, reinterpreted versions of these. I'm not super sure, but in the meantime, you know, to be able to get them and look at these and kind of collect these, I feel like this is pretty cool, and I like this a lot. So very happy with the price I paid for it, and so that's great, and I think that's it. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button down below. That helps me a lot. If you like this video, I'm going to be doing tons of other videos like this, and you know, subscribing helps. And if you decide down the line that you don't want to be subscribed anymore, you can always undo it. It's a thing, but I would love for people to subscribe, you know, try it out, and I appreciate that. And then if you want to support the channel in a different way, you can give money to the channel, membership, supers, and thanks. There's a Patreon in the video description. There's a buy me a coffee link. There's some other affiliate links in there, so maybe check that out. It does help a lot. I do buy everything for the most part with my own money. And so if you want to help because you enjoy my videos or anything, there are ways to do that. So thank you very much. And with all that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.